and welcome to the Salty Boys Podcast.
And justice is a dish best served hot.
At this point, he's just like licking his asshole.
Who is your boss man?
He's got fur. I think his name's Dave Matthews.
Dave Matthews is your boss. I hate this party.
The Salty Boys Podcast.
Doom, doom, do, 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 do.
And welcome to the Salty Boys Podcast.
That was a pretty good
Funny
conk,
clip
right?
here. Also, other funny clip. Annoying GM laugh.
The Salty Boys Podcast.
Oh, that's a
Ooh.
Welcome to
That's a thick
Corbin's Bourbons.
Ah, damn it. Not again.
It's a coup!
It's like bed bugs. You think you get rid of it and just pops back up. A coop.
Hey, he paid his 7 gold fairly. He gets to coup this round.
Yeah, he coos this round. Welcome back. Today we're playing something a little different. We're going to be playing some new characters, but first...
We're also renaming the podcast because this is Dungeon World, so it's the Salty
Right.
Boys DW podcast now.
Salty Boys World?
Drums Workshop.
We'll figure that out.
not bad.
We should have talked branding before we even started.
Speaking of branding, the people that make these briny brittles, please sponsor us.
Briny Brittles
Sheila G's.
for the Salty Boys.
Briny brittles.
Briny brittles!
It's just salty, like it's salt baked into crisp.
Salted caramel.
Perfect.
Just rebrand that one.
Love it. It's just Morton's salt.
We'll take that too.
With the as yet to be determined captain's face.
You know what? That's not the first time I made like a Morton's.
No, we've done
No,
it before.
yeah, we were doing that. We're like branding, and we were talking about sponsors, potential sponsors, and I was like, we were just like Raid Shadow Legends and all this stuff, and I was like, Morton's.
That makes the most sense.
I prefer the pink Himalayan one.
Before we get too off the rails, let's start with introductions. To my left,
This is AR, and I am playing. Well, are we going to introduce characters, or are we waiting for
it's up
that?
to you.
Okay,
There's
so
no rules.
there's no rules because we're not playing D&D anymore.
Dungeons and Dragons.
Dungeons and Dragons. So I'm playing today I'm playing a halfling druid named Tanner McMartin.
We'll get more into some more detail later.
This evening, I'll be playing a halfling thief named Hrap Scallion.
I'm Mick Haas. I'm playing a paladin by the name of Justice Klaus.
And I am Kronk, and I am playing the Immolator named Atticus Twigburn.
Very nice. So, where we left off last, there's a horde of orcs streaming from the drowned forest towards Saltmarsh to possibly its inevitable doom. However, this session, we're going to be focusing on an elite group of Grem's Guard called Grem's Vanguard. They have been sent to... sort of previously from the siege to lessen the impact, and this will have a direct impact on the next time we pick up with the main characters. So I have a little introduction written for you. The forces of Grem's Guard span now from Saltmarsh to the reaches far beyond, even to the edge of Orc's Water, a settlement guarding a portal from which Coldfinger is drawing his forces. A small elite squad was dispatched here to gather intelligence and stop, by any means necessary, the force that may encroach on the commander's hometown. It's night. Sitting around a low campfire, hidden deep in the drowned forest, our heroes clutch their respirators and weapons, for one never knows when death knocks in this cursed place. So, who do we see gathered around this campfire?
So, Scallion, he's somewhat new to Grem's Guard. He was kind of brought in. He's not necessarily like what we call an old head, but he's definitely a thief that has been a little bit more past his prime, but he's trying to get back in. He felt the yearn for adventure and a little bit more fighting.
So I'm sorry, but
I'm not. The adults are talking. Shut the fuck up.
Were you going to say he
Okay,
felt the
boomer.
urine for adventure?
I heard the urine for adventure, and I like that.
Bro, he pissed his pants and was like, fuck, it's time to go, Cynthia.
He was hanging out
I've
with R.
lost bladder
Kelly,
control.
and then he decided he wanted to go on an
He had to go get
adventure.
his Depends, and he felt the call to action.
I love it.
rhyming over beats wearing nothing but
Depends. So he's he joined up with Grem's guard, and he's a little squishier than he was in his younger days. Very much like since he was like a veteran kind of thief, he's been around the block, but he doesn't really feel like he needs to prove himself anymore. Usually, when you would see a lot more thieves, like they're very much like always looking, checking over themselves. He's a very calm kind of demeanor, a little bit unkempt hair, and his clothing. Though he is a thief, he was not as successful as he wanted to be towards the end of his days. He didn't get a very good retirement.
Okay.
But his clothing, it's a little bit patched together to seem maybe he's a little more upscale than he wants people to think he is.
Okay.
But he's sitting near the fire just with his kind of feet kicked up, twirling a little dagger around his hands.
Quick question about Scallion. You mentioned that he and Grem sort of have a thing on the side. Is that open knowledge, or is that hidden even from Grem's guard?
It's hidden from Grem's guard. I feel like because a lot of times if you have a super elite group of people, you kind of want it to be unorthodox, so they all bring their own special talents to complete a job. So for Scallion, I think while he did want to join up with Grem's guard, Grem might have sweetened the pot a little bit more.
Okay. I feel like with Grem's guard, potentially them knowing like your expertise and knowing that, oh hey, he's the reason that we have some of the financial assets that we do and that we were able to get like our supplies and stuff. That is something that you could use if you want that known. Likewise, it can be used against you, I guess, but it would only be known to like Grem's guard.
He was a traitor.
Yeah.
And traitor,
not traitor.
No, not a traitor, but a traitor.
Okay.
Just of goods, however they were acquired. Some lawfully acquired, others maybe not so much. But he knows a guy who knows a guy and tries not to get his hands as dirty as he probably would in his younger days. He's gotten a little bit more savvy to the criminal underworkings.
Well, colorful past indeed.
Yeah.
Who next is around the fire?
So we'll go to the other halfling at the table. Who
dead.
is
we're working up from like shortest to tallest.
AT&T raising the bar.
So Tanner is much the opposite of our other halfling. He's the one on the team that like he doesn't ever really care what they're doing. It's like a cat. He just chooses to...
It's like the Harlem Ride Trotters over here.
We're like the inverse Globetrotters. We always lose.
What's the team that plays with them all the time?
So,
anyways, Tanner's like
So Scallion said he was kind of aloof. So you're saying he's different?
Oh well, maybe. Well, he's not. He's like on the edge of the campsite, like picking flowers and shit, and
we already had Francis on the podcast.
Yes. So basically, imagine Francis.
Oh Jesus Christ!
So
I
don't
want
to.
However,
the Tanner. This is what he wanted anyway.
However,
yeah.
Unlike Francis, when given orders, he follows them really well. So basically, on his spare time, he is scavenging for moss and strange fungal growth.
So he's a space cadet when he doesn't have orders, but he's very like task oriented when he's been told to do something.
Yes. Okay. So like he's like
Zach Galifianakis in The Hangover.
Yes.
When it's time to count cards, he becomes the freaking Rain Man.
Yes, exactly. Right. So he's basically a combat Rain Man.
Boy, you're just really
342 bullets,
real life accuracy.
342 bullets.
Art imitates life, doesn't it? You son of a bitch.
What drew Tanner to the service of Grem's guard?
Kmart.
Got all them deals.
So Tanner's he's a druid, so he feels like earth vibrations and stuff like that. So I'm gonna say that he just felt a need for something. Felt a need for something a little more. To kind of rein him in, and
something with structure.
Yeah, he just kind of like lets the earth tell him where to go, so he literally just stumbled upon Grem.
The earth is talking to me, guys.
So basically, he smokes a lot of weed and then he just goes
Yes.
wherever he
As
Yes.
a true
And
druid.
enlisted.
Yes.
Smoked so much weed that he joined up with a mercenary company.
Yes.
Where he most certainly, possibly will die in the
Yes.
service of somebody else's.
But, you know,
Conflict.
to Tanner, to die is to become one with the earth.
Oh, okay.
So,
That's like a weird, like, edgy circle of life kind of.
edging.
yes.
I'm okay. So wait. So joining the mercenary company, you recognize that you one day will return to the Earth, but are you also? Did you do it to expedite other people's return to the Earth as well?
Yes.
All right. Like weird.
That was his
death cult.
idea in the shower. He's like, whoa.
If I shower, if
Yeah, not me.
Golden shower, because I pee my pants off.
You're in luck.
and next.
Yeah, so Justice has been sent to procure firewood for the 4th time this evening, which that will become apparent why in about 2.4 seconds. In comes, you're going to hear Justice before you see him. He's clambering in, clad in his, like, immaculate shining armor. He's got this fucking arm full of a miniature forest in his biceps. He kind of breaks through the brush and goes, "The firewood of justice has been served to stoke the flames of almighty goodness." And he just kind of lets the fucking logs roll off of his hand and goes, "One must wonder why this particular flame of goodness need be kindled so efficiently."
This sounds directed at someone else in particular.
He's sort of just talking to hear himself talk at this point.
Okay, amazing.
So Justice he's a human paladin. He's this yuppie rolling in straight from Waterdeep. His parents are pretty well off. He comes from a pretty white collar family. His serves kind of his whole family kind of serves a sort of a lower caste barony kind of deal. So he hasn't really wanted for much, but he's not really like high up in the nobility either.
Okay.
He kind of sees coming and serving Saltmarsh what the rest of his little caste sees as sort of this backwater hillbilly town. He sees it as sort of he feels like this is where Justice is guiding him.
Okay.
And Justice is definitely a man of his own namesake. He follows justice to the letter.
Oh, he was named for it. So
Oh, absolutely right.
it's been predetermined. There you go.
And his catchphrase is, "Everyone just needs to follow the fucking guidelines."
Just follow the fucking guidelines. Every way, shape, form, fashion. And I got a passion for every way, shape, form, fashion.
Bob Evans.
Got a passion for fashion. Got it.
Every way, shape, form, or passion.
Last, certainly not least, we have somebody who's poking the fire with a stick, I imagine.
No, he's sitting on a log, just watching it, like, intently. He's got on just, like, barely clothes, loose pair of pants, and what might count as a vest. And underneath, you can see what looks like perfect, beautiful skin, but he has scarring on it and patterns.
Okay.
And what look to be kind of tattoos, but they glow just a really dull red. And he's got like the perfect like red hair with the slight comb over that's just kind of flowing a little bit that almost looks like it's on fire. And he's just staring with these eyes that are a dull, like burning red. And he looks over at Justice as he drops the flames, and he looks back, and then he looks around, and he's just got this manic look in his eye, and you can tell that this motherfucker's crazy.
I want to jump into like a mutable timeline. I want to jump into Atticus's past, the first time he discovered the flame.
Was that when he set the cat on fire?
Maybe is he like a Jeffrey Dahmer? Like
He lit that pussy up.
No, I mean, he's not evil. He's not good. He just lies somewhere squarely in the middle.
Oh, you don't say.
Yes. Sometimes he can be just completely happy and over the top and will help people out and try not to kill them by burning them to death. And other times he just wants to watch the world burn.
the flame is a tool.
Pretty much.
Okay. Cool. Well, that kind of explains itself why he would join Grem's Guard, because it gives him an excuse to burn some things.
Exactly.
One of which being Rapscallion's right butt cheek. During Rap's kind of initiation in it, he was helping Justice at one point, kind of like stoke the fire, but he was pantsed at one point, and part of the, it seemed at the time, just little jauntily ribbing experience, Atticus decided to light his hand ablaze a little bit and pop the shit out of Scallion's backside. So now there is a slight imprint on there that will be forever branded into his bum.
It was just some light hazing.
He just wanted you to show the world the light of justice and carry it with you always.
Amazing.
So real quick, I gotta say, now that I've actually heard Justice's character and Rap's character, I switched two of my bonds around because that makes more sense.
Well, can I go ahead and use one of my starting moves while we're sitting here?
Yes.
Okay. Atticus gets this gleam in his eye, and then a little bit of a smile, and he looks over at Justice. And he says, "What fuels the flames of your desire?"
And so he kind of sits down and kind of puts on his spectacles and takes out his fucking journal he's been writing since he was but a lad. It's
Now,
like,
mind you can't lie about anything. Like, you have to be truthful.
Also, while this is going on, Tanner is playing an organ solo. Come on, baby, light my fire.
yeah, so Justice begins to regale the entire encampment about his journey to discovering the light of true justice.
I want to hear it from the beginning.
Well, compadre, I would love to regale you with the tales of my illustrious call to justice, but I'm afraid we are on a bit of a precarious mission, and we don't have the time that it would take to thoroughly regale you with this tale of justice.
Can I also use one of my starting moves?
What's that?
To stab justice.
So oil of Taggart.
Yeah.
I would like that
Oil
to
of
be.
Taggart.
I got
Oil of
oil,
beans.
Mr. Taggart.
I'd say you'd had about enough.
I'd like to use that as essentially chloroform, because
To like knock him out.
to knock out Justice, because Scallion, while he appreciates the testicular fortitude at which Justice enunciates his voice, he would like to have a moment of peace and then light the fire.
Understandable. What would you do, Justice?
I'm gonna willingly just fail this.
This happens enough that
Like, it's just to the point where Atticus has just sort of convinced him. It didn't take much. It's just like holding out a fucking lollipop for a child. So just like, Chapter 1, I awoke from my illustrious bed one morning to the light of pure and holy... that smells like chloroform. And he just falls over and starts snoring.
So tabletop,
equally loudly.
is Justice a boon for a stealth character? Because you're going to be more sneaky with him distracting
As a
everybody.
distraction.
I'm going to
gonna
power
like a-
level my character with all this.
You should get like a plus 10 to stealth.
After that happens, Tanner walks over and he goes, "Hey, man, I have what you're having."
Justice.
As a matter of
Pure and holy justice.
good shit, man.
as a just a matter of mechanics, let's talk about our alignment because it matters in Dungeon World. Tanner, what is your alignment that earns you XP?
Good. Help something or someone grow.
Okay.
Mine is neutral, avoiding detection or infiltrating locations.
Ooh. And Justice.
Lawful. Deny mercy to a criminal or unbeliever.
Chaotic. Spread a dangerous new idea.
Very nice. So,
We got a good spread.
yeah. You guys have a low campfire. You've taken some precautions to stay as hidden as you can in the drowned forest. To mention, you were outfitted with respirators. Grem knows all too well the dangers of the drowned forest, so anybody who's deployed here is given these respirators with Adalatha ink stamped on the side in a metal emboss stamp.
The stamp, the logo is an eggplant.
Yes, the eggplant emoji specifically.
With the squirting in
with
the
tears.
face.
With the gore.
I feel like since we have an immolator, I need to make a Tinder joke, but I can't think of it right now. I'll get there.
I mean, Tinder is a joke.
He just brought in a whole shit ton of tinder for
Yeah.
the fucking fire.
Well, I do have to have a symbol of my sacrifices past, and it says to describe it, so I just put my dignity.
Jesus.
Damn.
This got
Dark
dark.
heavy already.
When you get pantsed at the fucking 3rd grade play of Peter Rabbit.
And that's when the school burned. It's like Carrie, but with a dude.
He's that kid from the meme with the clarinet.
Yes. This is fine. So who's keeping watch?
That would be Tanner, because he used one of his starting moves to become an owl.
Oh, so
But
you're doing some.
my tell is I always have antlers.
Okay, that's pretty cool.
So even as a halfling, I still
Yeah.
have antlers.
That's a cool tell.
But you can't actually tell when I'm a halfling because my
You
hair
got
is
some-
so long and matted.
Yeah.
It just covers them up.
Do you have the Merida Brave hair that goes up and out?
Yes.
Okay,
But I'm a dude.
Or trying to think of a hair metal band, any of them.
John Bon Jovi.
Yeah.
No. Basically, go to a jam band festival and pick any of the dudes in the crowd, and that's Tanner.
All that remains.
Yes, All That Remains regularly plays the same festivals as Fish and the Grateful Dead.
No, but their singer has dreads down to his ankles. So.
Oh yeah, he's a dude that they're longer than him.
Yeah.
That's Shadow's Fall.
Oh, that's what it is.
Yeah, because All That Remains is bald.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry.
I remember his name.
Wrong band.
I was showing a video to McCoss yesterday or day before, and in the video the guy had a shirt that said Will Smith Engage, and I really want that shirt.
Oh man.
Will Smith Engage. Anyway.
So, anyways, yes, I'm a jackalope out in the trees.
So you discover worryingly close to the camp, there is a hut that you did not notice before you guys set up camp. It's
Is it a tiny hut?
it is not a tiny hut.
Owned by Leomund?
It's about a 20-foot diameter hut.
Okay. I'm gonna flutter my owl wings down. Can druids talk as an animal, or do I have to shapeshift back to?
You do have
People.
shapeshift back.
Well, he just shape shifts his beak into his regular ass mouth.
That's a scary thought.
He never gets the faces right.
Fucking ditto.
An owl with lips.
You've seen
Every one of my creatures is just a dot line. That's my tell. I'm the ditto.
you've seen What We Do in the Shadows, right?
Oh, of course.
Yeah, with the cat, where he's he never gets the faces right. Do you remember that?
No, which one?
It's they're running through the house. Oh no, the movie.
Oh no, I didn't see the movie.
You
No.
gotta see the movie. Anyway.
Yeah. So, anyways, I guess I'm gonna flutter down to the other halfling, because I have the most experience with him since he stole stuff from me and he has tasted my blood and we are bound by it.
Okay. Casually.
It's like a slumber party
Sexually.
thing.
It was the first time I went over to his house, actually.
Stop.
Got news, Mr. Taggart. Sorry, this isn't Gunk Pog.
Oh my god. So I flutter down to him and then I shapeshift back into my regular form, and I very haphazardly shake him. I guess he's asleep by now. You go, hey man, there's a hut up the road we didn't see earlier, man.
Well, all right.
Oh my god, fucking Matthew!
Have you ever seen Wolf? Fuck it.
Wolf of Wall Street? Wolf.
My god. Can you please just call me Murph for no reason?
What do you want, dude?
There's a new hut I didn't see earlier.
What? Do you know what time it is?
It's got bad vibes, man. Vibes don't have a time.
Fair enough.
Vibes don't know what clocks is, bro.
Is this? What else did you see there?
I think I saw God. But that might have been the pot.
Well, let's go check it out.
All right.
Should we get everyone else up, or just you and me?
The big one's too loud. I don't know if we should burn it down yet. So, how about I turn into a wolf and you put me on a leash?
Some weird shit.
That kind
It's
of
in some
party.
fucking
Go ahead and
puppy
make your,
play right now.
Go ahead and make your shapeshift roll.
what do I roll? What dice?
It's your starting move. It's 2d6.
It's a wolf with human lips.
You roll.
I
And it
have
should tell you-
not rolled d6 ever.
Here you go. You just
Oh.
take these. And he's like,
Roll
roll.
plus your wisdom
Oh,
modifier.
shit. Okay,
Oh.
so that's an 11 plus 16.
Hot dogs. You hold 3, and you are a wolf, and now you hold 3. So you guys are on your way to the hut.
Yeah.
Okay. What you see when you get there, it is only 20 to 30 feet from your camp. It is about 20 feet in diameter. You see an open hole where a door should be. You see that it is made of large animal bones and dry branches. It stands on posts looming out of the swamp. You can see inside a little bit. The floor looks very unusual, but from here you can't tell what.
It's like, man, I don't think you looked hard enough for this stuff. I'm gonna go grab the other two.
I'm a wolf, I can't talk.
You like tie him up outside
Just getting a rawhide for a minute. I'm
a pig ear.
gonna scamper back and get
Okay.
Atticus and Justice.
Okay.
Atticus is sitting by the fire. He saw you guys talking and leave. He's just still staring at the fire.
Nice.
Be like, yo, Atticus, yo, wake up. Are you there?
Are you ready to burn something down?
That precisely what we need. I need
Let's
to
go.
I need to get the big one.
The big one.
Atticus goes over and just dunk, dunk, dunk on Justice's forehead.
Who dares disturb the justice slumber?
It's time to go
Slumber of
justify
justice.
something.
Wait, what was I missed that? What was that?
Atticus said it's time to go justify something.
Are we justifying something particularly unjust?
There's evil people that need to be gotten rid of.
For justice! And he's gone.
running through the swamp.
The opposite direction.
It's this way.
Oh no, he's got how a bloodhound can like sniff blood.
He can sniff out.
He's got that for just injustice.
All right.
Just
Are you declaring a quest?
Oh yeah, dude. We are purging. We are going to defend the drowned forest from the inequities that beset them.
Amazing.
The inequities being justice's perceived injustice.
Yes. Whatever injustice you may find. What are your boons?
The boons. I am going to get a voice that transcends language,
Nice.
as well as a mark of divine authority.
Very nice. Your requirement to maintain your blessing will be truth. So you are forbidden to lie.
All right.
I don't
I feel
know.
like that was just
you probably
innate.
wouldn't do that anyway. But but now you super can't. Okay. So Tanner, you pretty much stayed, right? You stayed hanging out at the hut.
I'm being a wolf. I'm like circling.
Certainly. Yeah, so you're like licking your paw and like cleaning your face a little bit, and with one wipe of your paw, you see a figure with black scales leaning on a stick, standing in the doorway. That certainly was not there when last you looked, and it stares expectantly at you, and in a voice you recognize, "Hello."
So are we just gonna say I can talk to this thing,
You get
or do I have to shapeshift back again?
So I'll tell you something about this character already, is
Well-
that he has speech of beast and leaf, which is a similar move to what you have, which allows him to understand. So
Okay.
you could say what you would say. You don't have to do the
But,
and then I
but
have
everyone
to.
else can't hear it. Yeah,
Correct.
okay.
Yeah.
So I'm like, hey man, what are you doing in my swamp?
Your swamp.
That's what the boss man said.
Who is your boss man?
He's got fur, 2 legs. I think his name's Dave Matthews, bro.
Dave Matthews is your boss. All right. He walks down the rickety steps that look as if they're about to give at any moment. And he comes up and reaches a hand down to scratch the top of your noggin and behind your ear.
That's almost inappropriate, but it feels too good.
So your back leg going.
Typical, like the body's like a typical dog behavior, but the voice is just like a total pothead, which does not match. Hey,
That's
man.
pretty good. So the three of you emerge upon a scene of Mr. Shit, I'll get the names right soon.
A wolf with antlers being pet by a lizard folk.
Yes. And as obviously hearing the clank of armor, turns his head, leaning on a stick. What are you doing here?
We could be asking you the same question.
This is my home.
Just you? No one else?
Yes. I sought seclusion here after a debt that went unpaid.
Who is the unjust fiend that prevented himself from paying your debt, good citizen?
His name is Francis Bolf.
We gotta kill him.
Do we know him? Like just because of
I mean, do you? Are any of you from Saltmarsh?
his deeds in blowing up the moon?
Well, I mean,
possible.
I feel like anything having to do with the moon also resonates with Tanner because the moon and the Earth can't have one without the other.
Yeah.
And if we're following Earth rules, the moon and the Earth are made from the same stuff, anyways. So
I feel like that's
Dirt, moon dirt.
he's like,
really well.
Tanner's like, hey man, wasn't that the fool that stopped the moon from being blowed up?
Yes, but he is also a threat to nature, and he will owe me a debt in the future.
Man, you know who owns debt? The government.
That's why I moved out here. I see you are a kindred spirit.
Fuck the government, bro.
Let's see. Okay, yeah, we're still good. I'm just
They're
checking moves
casting
again.
mind control on our water, bro.
Casting mind. That's incredible. I haven't thought of that before.
You ever tried to test your water for aluminum, bro? That's
You're,
how they
you're
get
gonna
you.
have to excuse my friend over here.
Well, you can't understand me. I'm still a wolf.
I feel like if we share blood in a bond, I don't know. You're right.
Oh, well, yeah, okay. I'll allow it.
You have to.
Which is my job, obviously, not
Yeah.
the DM's to allow things.
Hey, I don't care. There are no rules.
just
Fucking
Whatever.
roll all your
7
dice.
pages worth of rules over.
Put a number in a calculator. Tell me what number you guys
Right.
fucking roll. I don't care.
That's quick math.
So, you still haven't answered my question of what you're doing here.
Well, who are you?
My name is Anatole.
And that doesn't really explain much.
No, it doesn't.
Okay, so why are you here?
I said I sought solace.
Duh. Why?
I had something, and it was taken from me.
Okay, yes, I
and,
did too.
And now this Francis Bolf owes me a debt.
And you're living here because of that?
Yes, but it hasn't happened yet.
That's dumb.
Yes.
Wait,
Yes,
man,
that is true.
Are you saying the debt hasn't happened yet, bro?
Yes.
Are you, like, doing time shit to us, bro?
Time is convoluted.
How can time be real if our faces aren't even real?
Why do birds have wings and legs? It's unfair. They can walk and fly.
I hate this party.
Tanner's also half Jaden Smith.
All right, so at this
He's a halfling, and
So he's
half
wearing a
baked.
dress, is what you're saying.
So at this point, Justice is gonna kind of step forward and just like, good sir, if we are to help you correct this injustice, we need you to be more forthcoming with us, compadre.
It sounds like you are attempting to parlay.
I'm actually attempting to use my I am the law feature.
Ooh, what's that?
When I give an NPC an order, so I'm basically ordering him
Yeah.
to like quit bullshitting. Just
Yeah.
cut to the chase. I get to roll plus charisma on a 7+. They get to choose one. They can either do as I say, back away cautiously, then flee, or attack me.
Ooh, all right.
And I also get some cool shit if I get a 10+. But
Okay.
let's face it, you've seen how I roll in 40K. 5, 6. So that's an 8 plus 1, which is a 9.
Okay.
So
They choose one. They either do what you want, back away and flee, or attack you.
yes.
And your order was, you need to be more forthcoming.
Yes. I also have a mark of divine authority and a voice that transcends language.
Yeah.
If that helps.
I feel like you. So the common tongue is not his primary tongue, so I feel like your voice speaks to the back of his mind in like the most primal language that this lizard folk can understand, and your gaze of justice like burns through his soul and pierces it such that he's going to divulge this information. He says, what do you need to know?
We need to know, if this injustice has not occurred, when will it occur? And what can we do to prevent said injustice?
Ooh. I don't think he can tell you, because I don't think he either has the capacity to convey when it will happen. He seems a man trapped in time, that he knows it will happen, but he doesn't know when. So he can give you more details about what happens, but he can't tell you when exactly.
This seems to be a perplexing matter, good sir, but we've already come this far, so how about you just tell us whatever you can, and my compatriots and I will decide where to go from here.
This is the trick of things that haven't happened yet, is that they're mutable. But what I can tell you is that I did someone a favor, and then Mr. Bolf attempted to stop me and took something dear and precious to me.
Can we take it back?
It's possible, but you'd have to find some way to stop him.
What did he take?
Something that was dear to me.
Okay.
I don't know what it is yet because it hasn't happened yet.
A deer.
A deer.
A female deer.
Ray!
Star Wars.
So,
Mary Sue.
So, Justice, should we help him if someone stole something from him?
that seems to be the just course of action, my pyromaniac pal. But I would also like to know how this man seems to know our canine companion. They seem to have some form of a history together.
But Justice.
Mood kindred.
At this point, he's just like licking his asshole. And he looks up, he's like, hey, man.
But Justice, what if this lizard here is the bad one and this Francis Bolth was just trying to do something good?
That is for me to decipher, my friend.
You should think about that.
And he should think about and telling us how he knows our druidic companion friend.
Can I not be a wolf?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm not a wolf.
All right.
Do you still have the
Still
leash
licking
on?
my asshole though.
Anatoly continues like scratching your noggin.
Could I do a discern realities to this guy?
Yes. Roll plus wisdom.
Shit. That's a 4.
Okay.
So
So you miss.
I do miss.
Let's see. Let me refresh. It's been a little bit since I ran Dungeon World, so I'm gonna be going back and forth in the
So it looks like for Rap, he was about to say something but got like distracted for a second. He's like, oh shit.
Yeah, he really did.
He saw me shift back from a wolf, and he's still not used to me shape shifting.
He's like, I really hate when you do that when I don't see you coming.
Hey man, so good, bro.
There we go. So you look at Anatole, and you see that he is his form is shimmering as he is scratching Tanner's head, and he realizes, I didn't realize my time was so short. I'm sorry I can't help you further. We will meet again. And he starts to walk back towards his hut, and his shimmering form becomes formless, and he disappears as a spirit of the forest. However, you think you hear something in the distance.
Damn, I just switched back from a wolf. I could have used my wolf hearing.
Realities? To see what is about to happen from what we hear?
Let's see.
Is it like perception?
Yeah, that would normally be discern realities. He already rolled it, so you hear something in the forest, something large, something crushing through the brush.
Can I hear where it's coming from?
You can with another discern realities.
Is there any fire around here?
About 30 feet away towards your camp.
Okay.
That's a 3.
God, it's gonna be like Francis. And is there anything here
Can
that
you
I
give
can
me-
use that's explosive?
Can you give me a bit of some justice monologue about like how you're determining direction, like the bounce, the echolocation of your speech, like bouncing off the tree trunks, like how this.
Yeah, so I imagine at this point, Justice is kind of like going through a few different forms. Think like Taekwondo, but it's like Justice, Quan Justice.
Yeah.
So like, you know, he kind of adopts like the mantis stance and then the bear stance, and then he kind of takes his hands and kind of cups them over his ears, kind of like a deer does to hear.
Yeah.
And he just kind of like is kind of like slowly rotating his head around, trying to like get the sonic waves into his ear holes.
Yeah. And as you turn, you see a tree come crashing down upon you. You take 6 damage from this tree trunk being like slamming down on you. You manage, obviously you have some armor. You're able to like move out of the way a little bit, but you see that this was no ordinary tree. This was a troll swinging a great club down upon you, and you see its toothy, grinning face. Breakfast! So,
What is going on here?
narratively, there is no like initiative, so whoever wants to go, you call it.
Okay,
Justice is gonna leap into action.
Yeah.
As a druid, I can shapeshift into any creature that belongs in my. Does that include mythical creatures?
It does not.
Okay, so just like
that's
normal,
an advanced move. Yeah.
normal animals. Mm-hmm. Okay,
Anything that goes in a forest.
okay, but like
Like
real
a sea
animals.
donk. Yeah.
Okay, okay.
Yeah, so Justice is gonna look at this troll just looked at him and bared his teeth and indicated that he was about to be his breakfast. It's like, too late, compadre! I have already had my serving of justice! And he kind of grits his teeth and kind of pulls the axe out and kind of like, the eyes kind of flash like, and justice is a dish best served hot! And he like leaps up at him and attempts just to take a chunk out of him.
Yeah, give me a hack and slash.
With the great axe. All right, hack
You
and
do
slash.
your damage.
That is a roll plus strength.
2d6
Eyeballs.
plus your strength.
I think that was a good roll too.
6.
Woo! 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12.
God damn.
How much armor do you have?
I have 2.
Okay, so you would only took 4 damage? Because you just
Yes.
subtract straight armor from however much damage you take.
Oh,
That's
okay.
correct.
So that puts me down to 21 instead of 19.
beautiful.
Good call. All right.
I read
Yeah,
the
but
rules.
that's a 12
One of them.
on hack and slash.
Yeah, so that's really good.
And I'm hitting him with my. It says a halberd. I'm sort of flavoring it to be like this immaculate looking like sort of
Ceremonial
woodcutter's.
axe.
Yeah, it's like this single-headed like almost woodcutter's axe, but the head's
Okay.
pretty like wide.
Okay.
But mechanically, it's a halberd.
Okay.
So it's
yeah,
got-
roll your class damage.
Class damage. All right, it's +1 damage. It's two-handed with reach. I don't know if that.
Yeah, so you're both attacking at reach. Normally you'd have to like maneuver yourself closer, and that would put you at like a disadvantage.
Gotcha.
But
All right,
You're good.
so 1d10 plus 1. That's 2 damage.
Wow.
all right. You sink your axe into the meaty hide of this troll, and he grins a toothy like semi-toothless smile, and drool dripping down his chin. He says, "Ha, breakfast play." Does anybody else?
I would like to go, but I would like to try and move out of the way, or like try to be less visible.
Yeah.
And could you also spout lore, so I
Ooh.
could see if there's a certain way to
Get up on the Hydra's back.
kind of
Yeah,
So
absolutely.
let me roll real quick.
Well, hang on. Which move are you doing?
Sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry, it's a spout lore. So,
Okay.
consult my accumulated knowledge about something. So, I guess
Yes.
assuming that since I've been so well versed in the, like, criminal world kind of thing, I feel like
Yeah, you've seen troll's blood, troll skin.
even like on my routes.
dungeon. Roll plus int.
Roll plus int. That's a +1. That is a 11.
11. So I get to tell you something interesting and useful about the subject relevant to your situation. So, trolls are weak to fire. It's interesting and useful. They have a regenerative quality. Their instinct is to smash things. That sounds useless, but in the context of Dungeon World, there's a thing for instincts. They have a little bit of. They have a very low amount of armor. They have a decent amount of health points, and very easily they can throw things pretty far, as well as a semi. They're somewhat immune to some effects of magic. So that's what you get with that spout lore.
All right, sorry, I'm getting a phone call.
Nope, you're good.
Can I relay that to Atticus?
Yeah.
Be like, Atticus, Burn.
Duh.
So we are 50% down. So let's take a break real quick.
Are you recording right now? Okay, cool. Simmons. Hey, roll me over. Simmons. Hey, guess what? I'm a pickle. I'm Pickle Krog. It's the Salty Boys. And I will always love you. And truly, it's not bourbon. And etching.